I think I'm proud of it just because I know a lot of people in the area. I've got a lot of friends that stay in a half-mile radius, and we've all purposely sort of gravitated towards this area because it is, well, it's good value to live, it's reasonably clean, and there's a lot of nice shops round about here, especially as you move sort of the top of Easter Road to sort of Leith. There's a pride from the people that live here, but they're also quite welcoming to the people that, you know, aren't from here. There's none of this. There's quite a lot in other parts of Edinburgh that I've noticed. Well, you're not quite from here. We don't need to be friends with you. Whereas I found there's more of an arts-based community, and there's a lot more going on, and sort of everyone's welcome. You're never kind of, who are you? No, don't come here. Don't talk to me. And I think a lot of people from Edinburgh probably notice that more about Leith than other places. I suppose I'm biased because I live here as well, but I've lived all over Edinburgh and I've enjoyed living here the most. I think it's just people to be open and have a willingness to speak to each other. It's really difficult when you live in a tenement or next to people that you're not sure about. You know, are they? You know, if you welcome them into your home, are they going to steal something? Are they going to? And I don't like that side of, especially myself, feeling quite cynical about people. When you want to trust them, but you maybe don't have a reason to trust them, but you don't have a reason not to trust them. So I live in a block of 12 flats, and I know two of my neighbours only because something bad happened, and I wish I got to know them because something good happened. You know, it's like, oh, you've moved in, it's a nice flat, or something, just we've had problems with like locks, or the roof, you know, was broken, and we all kind of club together to fix it and stuff. But it's nice then getting to know your neighbours, but I'll probably only speak to them either on the stairwell saying hello, or if something bad happens I'll have another, you know, big conversation. And that's not the nicest to live in a city. You know, you'd be wanting to just be like, oh, see them every once in a while, or do something, but I think life moves very fast, so people have got, you know, a lot going on and things to do. Because it's quite tight here, you hear about things happening. Like there's been quite a few like dog attacks on people who leave their dogs out or something. So it's kind of, you think, why is that happening? Or things like, it's always bad things that you notice, but there's really nice things going on too. But the challenge, I think, is financial, and a lot of people perhaps don't have the time to get as involved as they should. And the people that are noticeably getting involved are either part of schools or perhaps more family based. And I think if you're a youngish person, you know, I include myself in that, if you don't have kids or anything, it's really difficult maybe to connect to community in a different way. And that's why I like Leith, because there is that kind of arts-based thing that you could get into, and that's kind of a way into it, which is perhaps more difficult because the elderly seem to have sort of their place in a way, because there's bowling or there's community groups if they feel confident enough, and there's family groups and stuff. But sometimes people are a wee bit kind of wary of maybe a sort of middle-aged adult on their own. You know, what are you doing? You know, why haven't you maybe fitted into a social stereotype? So I think that's a big challenge, I think. And there's a lot more people mid-30s to 40s with more time in their hands that could help. And I include myself in that. I'd quite like to help out a lot more, but it's finding and sort of knowing what's going on. And I think if the council or some of these volunteer groups could maybe make it easier, then I think that they would get a lot more people volunteering and doing things, because it's quite difficult to approach maybe something that's established already. You know, if you're not sure, will you be welcome? Would you have a place? What? And I suppose it's rejection. A lot of the time, people don't feel confident enough to go and do.